Good afternoon. My name is Viviana Velázquez. I am from the group, the course of teaching English to adolescents and adults, and this is going to be my individual final task, which is going to present. I'm going to present a lesson plan today. So, this activity is based on creating material and resources to have a successful lesson, and of course we have to plan it beforehand. So the idea is to choose a specific group and age, which is going to be where is going to be developed the lesson plan. So according to this, I chose the group of adult learners, which have an age average between 20 and 35 years old. The topic I chose to work on is simple past tense, and I have another subtopic, which is business vocabulary, since this group is always related to business, because they belong to international business programs, so they need to know some vocabulary related to their laboral context. Basically, the idea of this lesson plan is related both topics. So we have simple past tense and business vocabulary in the same case. Okay. The lesson plan starts with a warming up activity, where the teacher is going to ask the students some of the verbs they remember, which maybe they have an idea about regulars and irregular verbs. So the teacher is going to write on the board all the vocabulary the students could help to build up in this stage. The idea is to compare the present form with the past form, so that the students can have an idea what the topic is about. Okay, so we have the list of regular verbs in present and past, and some other verbs which are irregulars, in the same case present and past form. Also, the teacher is going to ask the students some vocabulary about business. Maybe this vocabulary is going to be related in English and Spanish, because the students maybe don't have the background about this vocabulary, but the idea is to start building up this knowledge. So the students are going to say some words in Spanish, and the teacher is going to help them to translate in English, to make a brief list on the board with this vocabulary. So for example, they can say impuesto, so the teacher is going to write tax, for example, or the person is going to say ingreso, so the teacher is going to write immediately the word in English, which is going to be income, and so on. So the activity is going to be related to English-Spanish vocabulary to start building up the students' knowledge about this topic. Well, the second stage of this lesson plan is the presentation stage, which the teacher is going to present the students some flashcards similar to these ones, right? And similar to the image we have in the slides, which they are going to relate more vocabulary related to business field in this case. So complementing what they said in the brainstorming, so we are going to have different words which relate the teacher on the flashcards we can see in here, right? Now, the second part of this presentation is to relate the simple based ideas or uses of simple past tense, which are going to be presented on the board by the teacher, explaining the definition, the auxiliary form, or the grammar construction, the grammar structure of the simple past tense. So in this case, the teacher is going to give some examples in past relating, of course, the vocabulary about business, which are presented in the flashcards or the little cards, and different examples using verbs in past, which are going to be the verbs they may be said in the warming up activity, right? So for example, the teacher is going to be, okay, the manager worked on the budget last week. That will be an example. So we have affirmative example, which are directly the verb in past, and the teacher is going to explain also the use of auxiliary, which in this case will be did, and the negative form, which is going to be did not or didn't. So the idea is to relate the whole forms and giving examples relating the business vocabulary, which was previously presented into the class. To reinforce this presentation, the teacher is going to show the students a video which was made by the teacher too, where we have more vocabulary used and some other explanations about the topic itself. All right. So according to the slides, we have also the link of this material, which was created by the teacher beforehand. Well, the next stage in this lesson plan is the practice. So for this stage, the teacher created 2 specific activities online, which are available for the students to work in the same class. So they are going to have some time, a little time there, like some minutes, to work on a puzzle which relates business vocabulary, right? As I said before, this activity is online, so we need some computers and internet to work on it. So we can see here the link, which is the activity related for this stage. And the second activity, which was also created by the teacher online, in this case, is to complete the gaps or to fill the gaps according to the specific vocabulary they already had in the examples the teacher said or the teacher showed to them, right? So they are going to complete, according to the activity, the sentences with the words which are on the right side. So the same, we have in here the link of the activity where you can go and visit also to check the activities, how they work and how they support the practice of the students. The next stage is going to be, according to the production stage, we have another game, right? A game in here, which is going to be roulette. Yes. So what is the idea in this case? The teacher is going to divide the class into different groups, and they are going to choose one of the students to represent the whole groups, each one of the groups in that case. So the student is going to spin, right? Is going to spin the game, the roulette, and according to what they have, according to these commands, right? The student is going to make a mimic according to the vocabulary they already said. An action could be. So the group is going to guess what is the action and give an example in past form. Another possible command they can find in the roulette is to give a regular and irregular verb in possibly affirmative, question, negative form, right? Some others, right? Some other points in here, which they're going to have extra points for free, so they don't have to do any of the activities. So the idea of this game is to reinforce the vocabulary they are using, reinforcing also the structures they already have, and of course to get a little fun while learning a new topic, right? The idea of this game is to get most of the points, so the winner is going to be the group which can get most of the points in the activity, right? The next part of this lesson plan is the assessment. So for this, we have another activity which is going to help the teacher to evaluate how the students are building or constructing the sentences, right? So as you can see here, we have all the game boards, and according to this, in the same groups which they are divided, the teacher is going to take different verbs from a bag, right, relating of course about the game boards, and they are going to build up or construct different sentences according to the verb the teacher is going to take out of the bag, right? So for example, if I take the verb for example increase, right, so they are going to give me an example in affirmative, negative, and question form, the sentence in a correct way, of course, using simple past and relating, of course, the business vocabulary. So if they give the correct answer, right, without any mistake, so they can continue, like covering the lottery. As soon as they finish covering the whole game board, so that group is going to be the winner, right? Okay. The individual assignment to check how they are understanding this new topic or reinforcing maybe the knowledge they have about this topic is to create a little composition which they have to write minimum 100 words, right, relating the simple past tense and the vocabulary, business vocabulary. So they maybe can create a story, or maybe they can describe something which happened to them in their laboral context. But the idea is for them to use the whole constructions using punctuation, connectors, well, everything which implies a very good composition. To consolidate this activity and to get a little time to correct or give specific feedback about this activity, at the end of the class, the teacher is going to choose some of the students which are going to read that little composition. So this gives the teacher the chance, the opportunity to correct them, to give a general feedback, or to clarify maybe some doubts the students, are going to have maybe at the time of writing or building and structure, right? In general, well, this lesson plan could be applied for adult learners or young or adolescents which are interested in learning a little bit about business, maybe for English for specific purposes, which are very limited groups, and this is a very good exercise to promote communication, interaction, of course having fun while learning. That is a plus teachers always want to have in their classes. So I really appreciate your attention. Thank you very much, and see you the next time. Bye.